Hey Virgos, welcome back to the channel. This is Faith, the Course, the Divine Faith, and this is going to be your weekly horoscope for November 13th through the 19th. Now, this horoscope can apply to Virgo's sun, moon, and rising. Of course, if it doesn't resonate with you outside of that, then this is just not your reading this week. I did go ahead and also shuffle the cards before I hit record. That way I can take off some time when it pertains to shuffling. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. So at the bottom of the deck, when it comes to the overall energy for your week, we have the Ace of Swords. It gives me a vibe that you're still holding back when it pertains to speaking your truth. But you also may be feeling this way about an air sign person that you may be dealing with, okay? Air or water is the type of energy that's coming through. It feels like even if it's not you speaking your truth to somebody in particular, you're holding back just regardless. It feels like that it's coming across for you this week like something is wrong, or at least people feel like something is wrong, but you're hesitating on being honest about something. I know I do get a sense of guilt that some of you Virgos may definitely be feeling this week. Some of you guys may be feeling guilty in a manner if you lied to somebody about how you really felt about them because you didn't necessarily want to hurt their feelings. You know, because it does give me this vibe as well of kind of just like doing just enough to get by. Some of you may not find the person that you're dealing with that interesting anymore. It may feel like that, like the mentally stimulating conversations that you and this person had in the past, you just don't have them anymore. You know, but also we do have this one energy coming through. Some of you definitely need a break. You feel like that you're being bogged down, overwhelmed, overworked in some type of a manner. You know, it's this energy here of like having to go to a place and put on a happy face when deep down you're just like, I'm feeling miserable. So that is the battle this week. That could be what you're not accepting within yourself, that something is making you miserable. It could be, excuse me, it could be a job, you know, it feels like it's more so tied to your career, but some of you, it is definitely tied to your relationship as well. Because I'm also getting this energy of like fogginess, like head in the clouds, like still remaining to have your head in the clouds. Some of you are ignoring your health issues because it's like you're just afraid of what the doctor is going to say, or you're afraid of maybe having to take prescription. That's what it feels like it is. Some of you guys, you're trying to heal yourself in other ways, but it feels like that this particular problem that you're dealing with, it may be outside of your scope of education, if that makes sense. Like you may not necessarily be educated enough to find an alternate route to get rid of this health issue that you're dealing with. So you may be trying to, like I said, you may be avoiding the doctor, and it doesn't feel like that's going to help you in the long run. So it may be time for you to go ahead and go to the doctor even though you really don't want to. It also feels like this week you'll be having to take some sort of exam. But this isn't the first time. You're retaking something over again. But here we are again. You're coming to a crossroads where it just seems like it's hard for you to focus. Because with this Ace of Swords energy, it gives me a vibe like you're supposed to be transforming right now. But you're not. And the only reason why you're not is because there's something within yourself that you just don't want to accept. And again, I feel like it goes back to the fact of you just not being happy. No matter how you try to come at this in a different area, a different scenario, come at it from a different angle, you're still not happy. So even the energy here is almost just like how much longer is it going to take for you to accept this? Even if it's in regards to a love situation, how much longer is it going to take for you to accept this? Because they're not changing. And some of you are wanting somebody to change their mind. Could be about like working things out, or change their mind in terms of, even if they're single, change their mind in terms of considering, you know, you guys again. And it feels like that this person I feel like in a manner, the decision has been made on somebody else's end, but just not yours. So it's almost like the more you struggle with accepting this truth, making your decision, that's the longer this is going to drag out. There's like, I don't know if it's like a saying or whatever like that. Silence speak volumes. But in this instance, I don't feel like it would be a good idea for you to continue to be silent. Yeah, it's like you're too busy trying to take a back seat. Anyway, let's look at the other cards. We have the Four of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, Page of Wands. You have the Devil. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Two of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Empress, and the Star. This feels like a toxic relationship. One that you still haven't gotten the offer that you were looking for. Some of you have been wanting to meet this person's family, or you're wanting this person's family to have your back based off of how they've treated you. And you've come to find out that that's not the case. If you were in a relationship with this person, while you guys are in a relationship, this person's family may have treated you like you're their family. But now that's not the case anymore. It's like an energy where you may definitely feel like that somebody or a group of people have turned their back on you after something has came to a close. But you could be worried about this. For those of you where you're waiting on somebody to change, or you're just waiting on a sign or something to come through that's going to let you know that, okay, maybe it was just me. Maybe I was just overthinking, but it does feel like you're just not happy anymore. But you're afraid to lose out on the family, friends that you've gained with this connection. Some of you, it could definitely be a situation where you're not wanting to have the cycle repeated, where you have to end up raising a child by yourself, because you may have came from a single mother household or a single father household. So you're not wanting that same thing for your child. However, this relationship is coming through as toxic. So it comes through maybe in a sense where you need to ask yourself, is it better for it to be a non-toxic environment and we co-parent, or completely toxic, but we can say we're living under the same roof? Some of you also are growing impatient because you want a different offer in your career. But it comes through where it feels like you'd have an offer if you'd be willing to throw somebody under the bus. And I hate to say that, but that's the way it's coming through. But for you, you're not willing to do that. So the offer doesn't come through. It feels like you're working in an environment where it's very shady, very selfish energy. That's why I said I feel like it's, if you're willing to throw somebody under the bus, or if you're willing to, be a complete kiss ass to your boss, then hey, you'll have a promotion. You'll have a new job offer. But for you, you just can't go there. Something within you is just like, I can't do that. And starting off at the beginning of the week, like I was talking about before with the Ace of Swords. You're being asked to do a lot of things at the beginning of the week. You may definitely be taking on not just your job responsibilities, but somebody else's. And you're not being appreciated for that. So you will feel a little bit sad because you're kind of just like, what the hell do I have to do around here to get some appreciation? But also at the same time, there's this there's like this loyalty between you and this particular job or company. It could be that you've been there for a long period of time. So you may feel like, where else am I going to go? What else am I going to do? Okay. But so it's like there's this loyalty for you tied to this company where it makes it so difficult for you to accept other offers or move on. Maybe it's the people. For those of you that are single, I don't see any new love coming in to you this week. Even though you are looking for something different, you want something more, or you definitely want a connection that's going to actually make it towards you guys living together or getting engaged, or simply you want to make it to a point where this person lets you know, like, hey, I want to be here. You still haven't heard that, even from the person that you're dealing with. They still haven't said, I have no plans to go anywhere else. I just have things that I need to get through. It's like that conversation is not being had. Some of you Virgos, there's a Cancer heavily on your mind. And then we have, yeah. So the thing is, if you walk away from this person who has yet to give you an offer, I don't feel like you're going to hear from them again. Because the way it's coming across, it feels like the offer wasn't really going to be made. And then further down, we have with this Empress. This feels like this is a case of I don't love myself, so I'm accepting less. Because with the Empress here, that just gives me the vibe of almost just like, very, very beautiful woman. She knows her value. But with the other cards around her, it feels like that, it comes across like, well, on the outside, I may be dressing nice, have a smile on my face, but on the inside, I'm feeling very insecure. I'm feeling very not wanted. I'm feeling very like, wow, why doesn't anybody love me? That's the type of energy that's coming through when I'm getting here. Being friends with this person or establishing a friendship with them is not going to get you to the finish line. And some of you will be thinking about doing that this week. So I see some Virgos, you will be reaching out to this person that you have a toxic relationship with, or a toxic back and forth, whatever. And you may be feeling like, okay, I need to play the bigger person. And, maybe say, okay, how about we just be friends and start over? I don't feel like it's going to help you in this instance. But I feel like the reason why this is not working is because your ancestors or your spirit guides, they don't really care for this relationship for you either. But for some reason, it's hard for you to look away. It's like the toxicity is coming through like, oh my God, it just feels warm. Like warm cookies or like a warm cup of coffee. So it does feel like towards the end of the week that you will start to make some sort of ground and feel like, okay, you know what? I deserve better. But then once you get into that mindset, this person, if you offer a friendship, this person will accept your offer. But I feel like it comes across that just so they can keep you around. So you really are going to have to read in between the lines. But it also feels like the only reason why you're being friends with them is just so that they can possibly one day decide to date you. It ain't gonna help or work in this situation. It just feels like you're wasting your time trying to get this person to commit to you. Yeah. And it feels like this has been a constant juggle type of situation as well. Yeah, it's time for this cycle to end. It needs to end. It needs to end because of the fact you haven't been getting any type of offer from this person. Yep. But there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's a Libra or a Leo that is not old. They're not an ex. This new person coming in is not an ex. It's not a rehashing of the past. I get Cancer, Libra, Sun, a Libra or Leo. Okay? So it's time for you to not look back on this past situation. Also, you gotta stop falling in love so fast. That's why you get nowhere, because it's just like, boom, I'm in love. No, it's not helping. Okay? Not helping at all. Yeah, if it's a younger water sign that you're dealing with now, this is not going to make it. You need to look forward to this new person coming in. Okay? So Virgos, this has been your reading for the week. I hope it helped, and see you later.